You know, Miami Beach audiences are the greatest audiences in the world. And coming up next is Media News number 167. It's an all comic book edition of Media News. And in it, we're going to be talking about The Avengers Assemble is coming your way. Not The Avengers, Avengers Assemble. We're going to explain that. Also, Warner's is talking about making a Bleach movie. They can't get a cure off the ground, but they want to do a Bleach. We're going to talk about Cowboy Ninja Viking and Bloodshot. All that and more coming right up.
Irrelevant, irreverent. I always get those two confused. These two are the reason why. Here's Comic Book Man and JR with Media News.
You ever get the feeling you're being watched? I wish we had that feeling. Media News episode 167. Comfortably dumb.
167, Comic Book Man.
Hey folks, Comic Book Man here. Welcome once again to my video outhouse.
Ooh.
JR!
What?
You're here. That must mean it's time for...
It's time for dinner.
Okay,
Yeah,
dinner!
let's eat.
And dinner's coming to you from this place, Alternate Reality, which is located at the intersection of 111th and Kensington, beautiful downtown Mount Greenwood. Alternate Reality, where all your meals are 15% off
What?
every day for everyone.
Mac and cheese.
This is an all-comic edition of Media News, if you haven't figured it out by now.
Hey, that's serendipity. We're in a comic store.
Especially since I gave you a tease at the beginning of this thing and told you it was
Did you?
an all-comic episode of
I
Media
missed the
News.
tease.
And our first story up involves the Avengers Assemble,
Yes.
a whole new movie.
Oh.
There's a whole new movie going.
Oh.
It's not a sequel or anything. It's a brand new Avengers movie called Avengers Assemble.
No.
And you know why,
Why?
it's called Avengers Assemble? You know why.
I know. Wow. Hey, that could go off. Here's the deal. It's going to be called Avengers here. It's just the
Yes.
Avengers.
Yes, here in America, the upcoming Avengers movie is called The
Avengers. Exactly.
However, in England,
Yes, in Great Britain, the name Avengers has a whole nother cachet behind it than it does here in the United States.
JR, what does it mean? I mean, what is a cachet?
There was an extremely, hugely successful TV series back in the mid '60s called The Avengers,
There was?
about two super spies, John Steed and Emma Peel. Oh, you
I
remember?
remember Emma Peel.
Yes.
Yeah, I went through puberty looking at her.
Hey, wait a minute.
Hey!
Wait a
what?
So
Right.
in England, even though many generations have passed, and we had a lousy movie about 10 years ago
Oh, it was
with Uma Thurman
Uma
and
Thurman.
who was the chap? that played-
Finnis.
Yes, Ray Fiennes.
Ray Fiennes.
Yes,
Ray Fiennes.
That still is
And
ingrained.
John Steed was in it.
uh,
Patrick McNee.
Was it, did he do it?
Patrick
again?
McNee.
Sean Connery was.
You
in
know
it
what
too.
Patrick McNee was? He played the invisible agent.
Oh,
you remember?
yes.
So they went
yes,
down to
yes,
his
yes,
office,
yes,
and all you heard was the voice.
voice, yes, that is correct.
And I think they had things where like footprints were in the carpet or something walking around.
Side note: Patrick McNee is still in the land of the living, comic book man. He must be about 90 years old at this point. But anyway, we're way off topic here. at
Waiting
this
for
point.
that next sequel.
Even though that's from the 60s, that
Yes.
series, it is still ingrained into the consciousness of people in the UK because it gets rerun ad nauseum in the UK.
You know, I've talked to a couple of British ladies. Hello, Allison. I've talked to a couple of British ladies on Facebook, or English
Hi,
ladies, I
Allison.
should say, on Facebook, and I've asked them about the Avengers. They haven't a clue as to what
Well,
I'm
they're
talking
girls.
about. They haven't a clue.
They're girls who don't watch that kind of stuff. I don't know. But
It's-
anyway,
it was a what, and it was done where,
Dis-
and who did who?
Disney did some research in the UK and found out that as soon as you said the Avengers
Yeah.
to most people in the UK, they thought of John Steed and Mrs. Peel. So, the name of the movie, the Marvel movie, has been changed in the UK to Avengers Assemble.
Avengers Assemble.
Which kind of makes sense for the whole thing. So, if you live in the UK,
Any idea if they're running off a separate one sheet and everything for that?
yes,
So
yep, there's going to be different, which means you collectors out there,
Yeah.
you're going to have to get the British one sheet if you want to have the whole 9 yards.
get yourself the British quad. See, I know what this stuff means, British quad.
Yeah.
Get yourself the British quad. It'll say Avengers Assemble on it. So
And I
there
hope
you
it's a
go.
better poster than the US one because the marketing for the movie has been kind of stinky.
Well,
A lot of cut
I'm
and
assuming
paste stuff.
I'm assuming by this point they haven't really actually released the poster for the thing. You know.
You haven't seen it yet. It's out. It's out. Anyway,
Never mind. Then.
off topic
Never mind
again.
then.
Here we go. More comic news.
More
ladies and
comic
gentlemen.
news. Cowboy, Ninja, Viking, plumber, dog catcher was done by Image.
Yes, Cowboy
2
Ninja
years ago.
Viking,
2 years ago.
OBGYN.
Ended up last year. Finished last year. Trade
it over?
paperbacked up. Yeah,
Is it
it's over. Now, I'm not sure if they're going to do a sequel to it, but the series actually wrapped up last year. It was first started 2 years ago. But it's coming your way to a movie
They're
screen.
not doing a sequel to it, but they are doing a movie out of it, Comic Book Man, like anything that you could probably find in here is being made into a movie. Mark Foster, who made Quantum of Solace,
Okay.
the James Bond film, and Monsters Ball, the Oscar-winning Halle Berry performance.
Yes.
Monsters Ball, will be helming the adaptation of A.J. Lieberman's Cowboy Ninja Viking.
Mm-hmm.
The writers of Zombieland will be doing the screenplay. So
Okay.
that could be
Well, they're
pretty
funny.
decent.
They did a good
They had
job.
actually penned a script of Cowboy Ninja Viking for Disney. Disney said this is a little too edgy for us. So they passed on the concept, and now it's in Universal. Universal will be making Cowboy Ninja Viking.
Yes, Disney said this is a little too entertaining for
Yeah,
us.
well, it deals with schizophrenics who are turned into assassins, and I could see how that might be a little off of Disney's
Need
radar.
more sugar.
Yeah, exactly. It's the you know you can't meld Mickey Mouse into schizophrenics who become assassins.
Have you seen any of the stuff they run on ABC TV, which is owned by Walt Disney?
Yeah, it tends to be rubbish.
Well, but it also tends to be a little less Disney-esque than most people might think.
But it's not schizophrenics who become assassins, is it?
Well, no,
Yeah.
not yet. Give it a week.
And I think they get skills like that's how the Cowboy Ninja Viking, the main character here, gets skills of very disparate type
Cowboys,
of,
ninjas, and
yeah,
Vikings.
exactly. So then they send
You
him
can
to
eat a whole turkey leg.
exactly. And
You
they-
eat
I
a whole
guess they-
turkey leg by drinking a shot of red eye and,
somebody to
and
death.
wearing all black.
And it's like a government program. They send these guys to Iraq. Maybe that's another reason Disney
Throw it
didn't
through
want
somebody's
it.
throat.
Oh, what? Send him to Kumar or someplace.
Yeah,
I don't know.
But
or,
that's coming from
or
Universal.
Quran.
Syria.
Quran with a Q.
Whatever. But it's coming soon from Universal.
Go back through Mission Impossible back in the late 60s, early 70s. Oh, by the way, I digress. I picked up the first season of the 1988
I
Mission
have it. I have the
Impossible.
second season as well.
I picked
I
it
have
up. But
both.
haven't watched it yet.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember it.
I watched
Pretty
I
miserable.
watched it.
But it was cheap, so I picked it up. Anyway, I digress. The original Mission Impossible used to make up countries all the time.
Yes.
So what the hell? Just do that.
Slovenia.
Slovenia, yes.
Blurpistan.
This is Good evening, Mr. Phelps. This is Alexander Wheatcheck of
Yeah.
the small Ukrainian country of Slobavia.
Yeah. Slobovia.
Slobovia, yeah.
Moving right along.
Moving right along, over in Japan.
Yes. Well,
Well, not so
sort of.
much in Japan. Not so
And
much
Warner
in Japan.
and Warner Brothers.
But one of the great mangas of Japan has always been Kira.
Yeah.
But there are many other mangas out there, and another one of them is Bleach, which has
Well-
been hugely popular. Not so much right now, but it's been hugely popular in the past here in America. And there's stuff going on with Bleach.
Bleach is very popular. You use it to get stains out and everything.
Well, there's that too. I like Clorox myself. But, you know.
Yeah, everybody knows the debacle that is Akira over at Warner Brothers. Keanu Reeves was attached to this thing for a while. They budgeted it out at
Leonardo
being,
DiCaprio had a huge hard on.
he
for
was
it
the
for a really
producer
long
of it.
time.
He may still be attached as producer of that thing. It had a budget estimated at $250 million plus, which will get you a Lone Ranger movie.
Yeah, to get you a Lone Ranger movie.
Almost.
So-
Tana with a bird on his head.
with a crow on his head.
With a crow on his head.
But that's been not so much scuttled, but put on the back burner by Warner Brothers. Warner's is still interested in doing something manga-esque. They have got the rights to Bleach. Not Linko, but the actual manga Bleach. Yeah, we're going to stop with the jokes now. But the Wrath of the Titan screenwriter Dan Mazzone is writing a screenplay based on Bleach. I have no idea what Bleach is. I've never read it. I'm only aware of it by the book itself.
It's a fine Japanese manga. That's about as
it's
far
gonna
as
be
I go
great.
with
They're
it.
all fine. All mangas are fine. Mangas are fine. Sorry, fans. Manga. But that's going to be coming from Warner Brothers eventually. Certainly before Akira.
Why does Warner's have such a hard-on for doing manga?
I don't know, because I just read an article that said that manga has become sort of like a dying on the vine. Even in Japan has become sort of a... Yeah, so I don't know what's
That's
going
because they're
on.
all downloading, digital downloading. it.
Could be that.
The overkill too. There's 3,000.
There's a gazillion that come out every month.
Yeah, well, they do a ton of manga in Japan because there's an audience that supports it. People pick up manga the same way you pick up a newspaper. Of course, newspapers are dying on the vine too.
It's funny you
There's a
say that
couple of
because,
there you go.
because there are people, I know someone who was in Japan a few years ago and said when you get on the subway, instead of people reading newspapers,
Yeah.
everyone's reading a manga.
And mangas are as thick as phone books.
Yeah, they're humongous.
They're printed on very cheap newsprint. There's no color. It's black and white. They have different colored pages, I would assume, so you can tell the difference between the stories. It makes a break where the stories are, but the pages are usually different colored, like a pink and a green and a blue or a yellow. Yeah, they're like that thick when you pick them up, and they're like weekly or bi-weekly.
Yeah,
The storytelling style so laborious, man. Every
You know,
detail.
it's almost kind of like a comic soap opera,
yeah,
comic book soap opera.
Well.
every smaller.
Well, maybe to a round eyes like you.
What? What?
But to our Asian brothers
Wow.
and sisters, no, they love it.
What time does Hop City
They
have
love
dinner
it.
ready?
I don't know. Short round is coming next week.
Gotta be Kung Pao.
Our last comic book story. Oh, the
yes.
valiant, acclaimed character Bloodshot,
comic
which is coming back to your comic
What?
book racks
He better.
this summer. I got a call from the new president of Acclaim Comics. Seriously, I swear to God, today he called me. He called me to talk to me about my orders for upcoming Acclaim Comics, and you know, Exo-Man of War is coming, and they're gonna do Harbinger. Bloodshot is another one, and I think Archer and Armstrong is the other one. They're rolling out 4 titles this year.
Well, they come with.
And Bloodshot's one.
Fall on your knees,
and one of the things he mentioned to me was we have many, many plans for all these titles beyond just comics, which of course said to me, well, you're probably planning movies or something. And
wow,
JR walks in the door.
Yes, sir. Sony Pictures has just purchased the film rights to Bloodshot.
Yes.
The upcoming, returning 1992 comic book, man. 20 years ago. Remember the gold foil covers and the and the other spangly covers and all that stuff?
Hologram foil covers.
Maybe that's why they're back. They got some movie money.
Man, that could be. The movie money is paying for this. But Bloodshot, he's of course a ruthless killer for the mob. Because everybody loves the ruthless killers.
Yeah, whatever you liked about him in the comic with the costume or anything, forget it.
Well, probably, yeah. But he's framed for murder, put into a witness protection program, and then betrayed. Blah blah blah. He gets injected with nanites because
I hate it when that happens.
That's what they do with everybody in witness protection nowadays. That makes him into a superhuman fighting machine and all that kind of crap.
Because you want to do that to a homicidal maniac.
So yeah, look for that from Disney. No, it's coming
from Disney.
No, Sony.
Really?
I'm kidding.
It's a little too edgy for us.
They passed on this, but they like the Bloodshot.
Yeah.
But that's it, comic book man. I got no more comic book stories.
Okay, that's it. We're done with Fisher out of here.
The king of Valiant Comics is calling. So
his heralds are outside.
We got no more media news, but you go to our website, check out all the media news that Bo sends me that post up. And the Spans reviews. Where's the store's website at?
It's on
Sarah knows, and she's full of nanites.
www.myalternatereality.com. It's the last website you'll ever need. How sad.
So stop off at the store's website and check out all of his reviews and all of Bo's media news. Until next time, this is Comic Book News.
Oh, this is a nanite-infused JR saying,
bye!
Don't sneeze, achoo! All my nanites are gone.
Alternate Reality now opens at 10:30 instead of 11 on Sundays. There's half an hour sleep over this, and so you guys better show up.
The Video Outhouse is brought to you by some of the finest people willing to work for free. This is a list of some of them.